How many of you have ever been saddled with babysitting or having to serve as some kind of a preschool overseer, usually on the spur of the moment? It's something to be avoided at all costs, especially if the kid in question is a punk-ass little brat. However, it does come up from time to time, all too often. Even I myself have had to undertake this task. It was a few years ago with one of your cousins. I think he was about 25 at the time. And what makes this endeavor that much more strenuous is if the kid in particular is finicky and fussy, especially when it comes to food. Case in point, the construction of a simple sandwich. How many of you are all too familiar with that insufferable ilk which views the heel or the crust of the loaf of bread as absolutely anathema? The sort of creature who, if you were to make and serve to them a sandwich compiled with this piece of bread, the world would surely come to an end. You always know if you're living in a house with somebody like that, because when you go, God forbid, to make a sandwich for yourself, not unlike the two halves of a vise in a workshop gradually coming together, or two corresponding bookends coming closer and closer to each other as the books are removed from the shelf, as the progression of the bread is depleted and all of those, as it were, intact sandwich slices are used up, no matter how advanced this depletion gets, when you finally reach the other end of the loaf of bread, you reach in to this plastic bag and you find yourself met with that other heel, that other crust. Oh, there might be one lone slice of bread, as it were, sandwiched between the two, if you're really lucky, but oftentimes it's just the two. Now, when you are faced with this crossroads, and you have some belligerent little belly-aching brat, usually in the other room playing video games, demanding lunch, and you know the preferences and particulars, what are you going to do at that crossroads? Are you going to drop everything and go rushing off to the supermarket so that you can procure another loaf of bread just to appease that rugrat? Not if you adopt my method. You see, if you are in fact left with that one lone slice of bread and a heel, a crust, here's what you do. You take that slice of bread and you take the heel and the crust and you invert it. You turn it around, see? And you make a sandwich thusly, which at a glance appears to be kosher. Now, in the case of this kid, lucky me, it was grilled cheese sandwiches. And when you make a grilled cheese sandwich like this, and all that cheese melts together and it congeals the two slices together, you go to serve it up, there's no way they're going to be able to tell. Unless their palate is so refined that they know it as soon as they've taken a bite. But even then, it's too late. They've already taken a bite out of it. And they're committed to the completion of the act. Unless they are really over the top, in which case I recommend you adopt the following method. You say to them, very well, I will drop everything, and on your behalf, just to accommodate you, I will go to the supermarket, but I won't be coming back with another loaf of bread. No, you can have your pick. I will be coming back with, let's see, some other kindergarten culinary comestible, like raisins and applesauce, celery and peanut butter, or maybe just straight up Gerber baby food. What's it gonna be? Peaches or strained peas?